Welcome back to Hermitcraft. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, it has been kind of a busy time in spite of the fact that I haven't done much in the way of videos in the last couple of days. Well, let's see, there's a bunch of things going on here. Let's see. A few days ago, I was live streaming. And one of the things that I did during the stream was I started this process of putting end rods below leaf blocks every 3 blocks throughout the place. And I've got that about as far as I want to take it right now. And the effect is 11 zillion torches through the middle of the place are not here anymore. And it's still lit up good enough to prevent spawns. Great. Okay, next thing, you may have noticed that I started flying again recently. And the whole thing there was, well, what can I say? I remember the 5K thing from last year, from last season. And I wanted to work on that. And so my first flight, the first major flight, took me, let's see, as I was at, I believe I ended up at like 395.92 kilometers flown by Elytra. And I said in the last episode that that number was going to go up. Well, it has. Distance by Elytra is now 1,215.36 kilometers. And by the way, in the doing of that, as I passed 1,000 kilometers, I got an achievement for having is this 5K advancement. And what I don't get is, if it's a 5K advancement, why do you get it when you cross 1,000? I don't get that. That doesn't make sense to me. If it's a 5K achievement, you should get it when you pass 5K. You know, that's what makes sense to me. Anyway, so I picked up that. And in a flight a couple of days ago, my second to last flight, in that flight, I decided to try for altitude. So instead of using 2 stacks of rockets and climbing to 13,000, I used 3 stacks of rockets for my climb out. And I ended up leveling off at 19,397 blocks on the y-axis. Yeah. And that was pretty cool. Definitely. Gotta tell you, really cool. And I'm thinking in an upcoming flight, a very soon upcoming flight, I may actually see about trying to break that altitude record and maybe even decide to say, hey, how high can you go? And then try to find out. Yeah. So, in any event, there have been 2 flights since the last episode. And in the first flight, I was airborne from launch to touchdown. I was in the air for 2 hours and 3 minutes, non-stop. I'd say that's pretty good. And also considering that in that particular flight, I went 410.79 kilometers in that one flight, bringing my total to 806.71. And then there was another flight that I did late last night / early this morning that was also in the 2-hour range. And on that flight, I got 408.65 kilometers distance flown. And it was pretty good too, because I was on the 5th Elytra, and when I touched down, I had like 26 durability left on it. Yeah, that was cutting it a little on the fine side, I gotta admit. But still, very good flight. I think maybe in the future I'm going to try to touch down with a little bit more durability left than that. That's pushing it just a little too close to the things deciding to not work. In any event, no doubt you are wondering why it is that I am sprinting back and forth and whatnot as I'm doing this. Well, you see, it has come to my attention that one of these new advancements, it's called Cluck Cluck for whatever reason, that this advancement somehow is associated with me, and it involves eating a lot of cooked chicken. And I figured, since it is an advancement that is associated with me, that I needed to get it. Just simply on principle of the thing. And from what I understand, this involves eating a stack of cooked chicken. Now, over the normal course of normal use of food, I might go 2 weeks eating a stack of food. And so, I am sprint jumping back and forth in my courtyard here, eating chicken, and you'll also notice I have some pufferfish on me. Now, this is the part I actually can't look at, so I have to stop. I eat the chicken, I eat the pufferfish. I get a little bit of hunger given back from it, but you'll notice nausea, which that's the part I can't look at. It just, but hunger 3 for a little while, and then the poison thing. And what that does is, yes, it takes you down to half a heart, but then you eat, and then eat again. That poison is burning through the saturation, and then when the poison effect finally wears off, another thing that's burning through the saturation is, well, let me get my hunger all the way up, there, is that you're trying to heal. And as you heal, that burns through the saturation, and then your hunger really quickly. And, of course, I'm doing that because it means that you can eat that much sooner. And this way, I've already gone through a half a stack of chicken. I only have another 32 chickens to eat to get that down. Well, make that 31. Yeah. So, I am going to continue this until I finish off this stack. As if my information is correct, finishing this stack should get me that achievement. And then, well, there's 2 others associated with me. One, which, in my opinion, it was named incorrectly. Because this one achievement is one that when we were coming up with these advancement, okay, it's an advancement, excuse me. Advancement, achievement, whatever, same thing. When we were coming up with these, the one that I suggested for association with me was something that it basically involved mine a whole bunch of diamond ore and win this one. And there is one for that. You have to mine a whole bunch of diamond ore, and the achievement or advancement or whatever it gives you is called Lord of the Grind. In my opinion, this was misnamed, because when I submitted that as a suggestion for this, I called it Lord of the Diamond. Mine 1,000 blocks of diamond and get Lord of the Diamond. I got that achievement the other day while mining. You know, that's a no-brainer for me. But why it's called Lord of the Grind, I will never understand. I thought Lord of the Diamond was very appropriate for that. You have to stop and eat when the health gets down, when the chicken legs get down to only 3, because you can't sprint below that. Anyway, there is another one, and I'm pretty well on the way to that one, and that's for mining a lot of obsidian. And I've already mined a fair amount of that. You do that when you do a lot of mining. You have situations where there's lava and you turn it into obsidian, and then you mine your way through that. Well, if you're determined, anyway, you do. And so I'm on my way to getting that one. But once I get this chicken thing taken care of, I might just go looking to find me a good-sized lake of lava and carry a bucket of water and do my thing. We'll see about that. In the meantime, I'm sure you're tired of watching me jump back and forth, jumper and sprint and whatever back and forth here, so I'm going to make a cut until I'm ready to use that last chicken. Okay, I'm down to 4 chickens left out of the stack, and just getting myself healed up to full health. Should use at least 2 more of them. And if need be, I still have pufferfish. And the reason I'm doing the sprint jumping is because sprinting and jumping are the 2 activities that use hunger the fastest. Aside from things like healing one's health up when it's real down low because you had the idea to eat pufferfish. The only problem with eating the pufferfish is the nausea effect. The visual effect that Minecraft does when you are afflicted with nausea, I can't look at that, because if I do look at it, I get nausea in real life. I absolutely cannot look at that. And it looks like I'm going to have to stop and so on. Well, actually, I've got 1 chicken left. This, theoretically, if my information is correct, should give me that advancement. Well, check statistics, items, scroll down here. I'm looking for cooked chicken. Where are you? Way down here. Here it is. 64 cooked chicken. Well, I've had 64 chicken. I guess I have to go down into and get me some more cooked chicken. Let's see. I want to check on the villagers anyway. I've got them set for breeding, and nobody down here. Come on, people. What's going on? That's another thing, too. These guys have done no breeding all day. None. In the last 4 or 5 days, I've probably gone through 50 or 60 villagers that have come through this sorting arrangement here. I've got a couple of librarians here. This one is power 2, and I still have to buy that and get through the rest of his book list. This one has like fortune 2, and I got to get through the rest of his book list. And basically, whichever one has looting as a book they sell gets to go over there into a stall and become a permanent resident. And everybody else gets to take a nice long ride on the rail. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I was kind of down here for cooked chicken. Let's see. I have some. I've been buying it from the butchers down here. Here we are. because the butchers sell that, and it's one way to unlock trades. All right, here's another 33 cooked chicken. And so I guess I'm going to go back to this and do some more of this, and I'm going to try to be recording when it happens because I want to catch it. But you know how that works. Actually, right now, it's time for another pufferfish. Oh, yummy. This is my defense for not being, to keep me from looking at the effect. Open the screen up and look at this instead. There. Now I'm good for another 6 or 7 chickens in just a few minutes. Bam! Okay. Yes, absolutely. Anyway, got that taken care of. I can go ahead and put the pufferfish away. I don't need them anymore. And I can put the chickens away. I don't need those anymore. Oh, give me my steak. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get my health back up. And I will meet you a little bit down in the... Oh, yeah, by the way, another thing. I started on the stream to put these lamps up. And since then, I've got them all the way down this road. And they're down this way as well. I'm going to wait until I figure out where this road is going to go that way before I put any more of them up. I would have had them 3 blocks tall. They'd look better 3 blocks tall. But at 3 blocks tall, they don't put enough light level down on the ground. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get a water bucket and myself all set up and back to full health. And I will catch up with you down somewhere in the mine shaft in the obsidian fields. All right, this is a likely place as any. Let's see. Decent sized little patch of obsidian to start at. All right, let me go ahead and just get it all exposed here. Looks like there's a little bit more now. Not a problem. All right. I'm going to commence to mining. Now let me check here. Blocks. At this column right here, times mined. If I scroll down here, come on, obsidian. Here we are. Obsidian, 266 blocks mined. And diamond ore, 987, by the way. The diamond ore achievement kicked in about 750. Which is interesting because the information I had was that it was at 500. And it also, the information I have says obsidian gets the achievement or advancement or whatever you call it at 500. I'm at 266. I'll let you know when I get it. Alright, my obsidian mined amount is now at 497. So if it actually fires at 500, I'm about to find out. Let's see, make sure that's loaded. Okay. This one will be 98. 499. 500. 501. 02. 3. 4. Yeah. This thing is not going at 500. It would have by now. Alright, not a problem. I am going to keep mining, and I'm going to try to be recording when it hits, and if not, I'll hit record immediately after and show it in the chat like this, because you see where Joe Hill's got the cluck cluck thing earlier, and I got it this afternoon while recording and so on, and so we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to keep mining. Okay, it just hit the Mining King, and if I gloss over this, no one mines like TFC. You're darn straight no one does. Okay, blocks. Let's see how many it came in at. All right, 646. That's a strange number. I could see 600, 700, 650. 646 is kind of a weird number. Yeah. Even if you figure 645 and it hit when I hit 646, I don't know. But I got it. Now, actually, I'm going to finish this patch of obsidian and then consider what I might do next. All right, I have figured it out. Okay, yes. Oh, yes, by the way, I've done a little bit more mining. This is the one I want. Let's get 1, 2, and 3 out. I think that should probably be sufficient. Okay, let me just take this down here. Yeah. All right. And I have an ender chest, silk touch, etc., etc. All right. Let's do this. Be helpful if I put them on first. Alrighty. Let's head up here and launch into a record. Okay. F3 is going to be a guide here because I can fire a rocket every time I stop gaining altitude. And this is going to take a little while, so I'll be back. Just thought I'd check in here, passing through 20,000 blocks on the y-axis and climbing. And climbing. I'll check in. And now passing 25,000 on the y-axis. And getting out 3 more stacks. And climbing. Okay, coming up on the big number here. Approaching 30,000 meters. That's 30,000 on the y-axis, just about. Shouldn't be but more than another 5 or 6 rockets. $29,600, $29,700, $29,800, $29,900, 30,000 on the y-axis, and still climbing. Honestly, though, I wouldn't be at all surprised if the limit was about 32,767. I'll check in as I get close to that. All right, altitude now is 32,600. 32,700. 32,800. Okay, 32767 is not the limit. How about that? Maybe it's 65535. I don't have enough rockets to find that out. In fact, I'm going to call 32,000 blocks, 33,000 blocks altitude good for a first shot at doing this particular record. Now, in the meanwhile, during the climb, I had to change elytras because I used up most of my durability on the first one. I'm now on the second elytra. I have a stack 51 of rockets left, and I don't need them anymore. Well, I'm not going to like throw them overboard or anything, but I've done all the climbing I'm going to do. And surprisingly enough, I actually do have a destination in mind. I'll check in when I get there. Okay. I found what I was looking for. Now, I just need to find a good way to touch down. That'll do. Not ideal, but it'll do. All right. Well, let's see. What am I doing here in the jungle? Well, it seems that there is an advancement, achievement, whatever you want to call it, for placing a bunch of emerald blocks in a jungle. So, I have 50 emerald blocks here, and I can only hope that that will be enough. Well, I placed all 50 of them, or however many it was, and it didn't do anything yet. So I'm wondering, yeah, 50 emerald blocks, okay. I wonder how many one has to place in a jungle. Of course, with other achievements, the numbers I have are apparently below the actual numbers, in some cases at least. That's okay. Of course, it's also possible that it could want you to place them on the ground. I suppose I should have thought of that. The ground is possible. We can arrange the ground. Let's see. Got my silk touch. Pick this up. All right. Here's a nice, easy way to get down. I'll just cut down the tree. Sheep, you're an awfully long way off the ground. Of course, cutting down a jungle tree, that will get me a whole bunch of saplings. And that's part of it. Make sure I get everything here. I don't want to leave a floater. jungle tree floaters would be huge. They really would. Okay. I'm going to cut till I get to the ground. All right, we're down. Let's see. I didn't pick up any saplings. How about that? Oh well. That's easy enough to arrange. Let's see, get these off of here. We'll just pillar up with the emerald. How about that? We'll start from the ground, though. Huh. Let's see if a 50 block emerald pillar will qualify. No bells and whistles. Interesting. Okay. This thing just happened, and I figured out why it wasn't working before. The biome line on F3 says jungle. Before, it said jungle M. Not the same thing. Okay. Now, I'm going to dig down this bunch of stone brick and do the same thing with my emeralds. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Boom! There we go. All right. Great. Now all I need is some jungle saplings. My earlier efforts netted me 16 of them. And pardon me, but I'm going to leave F3 open so that I make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm still in the jungle. And what I'm going to do is just climb up here and nuke a tree for the saplings. And, whoops. Don't hit space when you're on leaves. It's the same thing as doing it when you're on a ladder. I mean, a vine. You know what I mean. All right. Continuing sapling acquisition. All right, there we go. That's the last of them. Great. All right, now, just so that nobody thinks I'm being environmentally unfriendly, I will plant all of the saplings that I've just gathered before I leave. And then I will head back to the fort, and we'll see you next time to see what else I can get into. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.